in your 20 years of incarceration?
Well, I basically has been taking social skills, anger management and substance abuse, but it's been within the last year and a half through mental health, going to group voluntarily.
Okay, so you're taking anger management and substance abuse. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's being discussed 2 to 3 times a week, and I've been going to group voluntarily for the last year and a half.
Okay, so basically, you haven't completed any good time courses.
No, sir.
So you've been in the mental health for 3 years. Why did you take good time classes or programs in your first 17 years of incarceration?
I just didn't take them. I should have took them. I didn't take them. I'm not getting ready to sit up here and make up a lie. I didn't take them. I should have took them.
Was it because you had no chance of parole, you had a 61-year sentence, and you say, I don't need to do that?
Yes, that's part of the reason.
And thank you for your honesty. So you have any vocational skills that would aid you in getting employment if and when you're released?
Yes, I do. I'm a painter. I can lay cement, and I can use acoustics to blow ceilings.
Popcorn ceiling.
Excuse me?
Popcorn ceilings?
Yes.
Okay. I want to cut to the chase. Mr. Collier, you've been convicted of 7 felonies. You have an extensive arrest history. You have a terrible supervision history. You've been revoked multiple times. You've been given chances of parole supervision and probation. And every time you've given a chance, you've been revoked. And you committed a new felony offense. Your general disciplinary conduct is unacceptable. You've been in mental health for 3 years, but still in 2020, you got a write-up for aggravated fighting. In 2021, you got another write-up for fighting while in a mental health program. You have a life of programs because you didn't think you needed programs. You have a moderate risk assessment, which tells this panel that you have a moderate chance of reoffending. The entire legal community is opposed. The judge, the DA's office, the sheriff's office, the chief of police. So tell me why I should vote for an individual that has that much baggage.
Well, first of all, you are correct. I've been convicted 7 times, but in all them convictions, I've never done 20 years before. 20 years is a whole different ball game. It gave me time to get myself together, to see life differently, and to get another chance at life. To don't take it for granted. Don't go around taking stuff from people, but go out and earn an honest living. After being incarcerated for 20 years, I was in and out. I've never had 20 years before. Because if I'd have got them 20 years and done 20 years the first time, we wouldn't have never met. 20 years.
Okay. Mr. Collier,
Yes, sir.
but at 10 or 15 years, you sort of got that feeling that I'm getting tired of being incarcerated. Am I right?
I'm very tired of being incarcerated. And I
So
learned something.
why did you start taking programs? Because you knew that you had to take some type of rehabilitative programming for you to be successful when you came out to the day and had a parole hearing.
Well, like I said, I was in the mental health program, and you know, it's not a program for us basically in one area, substance abuse or anger management, but its skills is talked about 2 to 3 times a week when I do go. I went voluntarily for the last year and a half.
So you went voluntarily. How long will you be in this program?
Excuse me?
How long will you be in the mental health program?
Mr. Roche, this is Warden Fowler real quick.
Yeah.
Interject real quick. Another part of the reason why Craig has not taken programming is because the vast majority of his time that he's been with us since 2004, he has been classified as a maximum custody offender in a cell block. So a lot of that programming was not going to be able to be afforded to him because of his custody.
So he's been in lockdown.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, and I understand that fully. It just wasn't available.
Correct, because of his custody status.
When was this custody level lowered, make you eligible for the mental health program?
Do you want to speak? Yeah.
We do have one of the social workers here that can speak in that respect to you.
Okay, is he still in maximum custody?
He is. He currently still is maximum custody. Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically, he's allowed to enter the mental health program at his custody level, but the other programs are not available.
Yes, the programming that he's taking right now. I'll let the social worker speak if it's okay with you specifically as to what's going on with him right now in TU.
Hey, would you give us your name? Would you give us your name for the record and your position?
How are you? My name is Ms. Claiborne. Mr. Collier is currently housed in a transitional unit. We do have a program offered there to our offenders. This particular program, they do not receive good time for this program. It is a voluntary program. I've known Mr. Collier for the past 3 years, and he's correct. He has joined my my groups for about the last year and a half voluntarily. In these groups, we do cover substance use, communication skills, different topics, how to deal with emotion, socialization, things of that nature. And he does come to group at least 2 to 3 times per week when allowed, when group is available to him.
You have a tough job. You have a tough.
Oh, I absolutely have a tough job. But he's one offender that makes the job really easy.
Okay, so he's doing well.
He's doing well, respectful, offender, does well, takes constructive criticism very well. So yeah.
How long is the average offender in that program before you see a complete turnaround?
You say, a turnaround? That actually is going to depend on, I started to see immediately him wanting to be involved, him wanting to attend the groups. If it's days that I would be out or a group was going to be missed, I was fussed at by Mr. Collier about not having groups. So I'm going to say probably for him immediately, it just is going to depend on the offender and the state that they're in at that time. Thank you.
So, Mr. Collier, tell me why I should go to release you today.
Well, because I've been here 20 years and I have made some changes, and I understand that you don't go around taking people's stuff as a way of living. You have to work an everyday job so you can every day to be productive in society. And I have another chance in life, and I won't take it for granted. I apologize for the crime that was committed. I did commit it. All I can do is apologize. I have been convicted 7 times, but I've never done 20 years before. And I can assure you, if I was to get out of here, I promise you, I would not just be this prison, any other prison. I'd never be in jail again. I'm 56 years old. I have learned a valuable lesson.
I'm gonna be very
Valuable
honest.
lesson.
I'm going to be very honest with you, Mr. Collier.
Yes, sir.
I think you're approaching the point where you'll be ready to be released. But I got to see a little bit more time right up free. Those 2 write-ups are a major concern for me. Aggravated fighting, 2020, and then just in 2021, you have fight. We got written up for that fight. I need to see a little bit more time.
2021.
Wait. What? Am I right? Am I right with my dates?
I know about the one in 2020. I didn't get no write-up in 2021. I know that.
In August of 21, you were written up for a simple fight.
Okay. And I haven't had a write-up since then.
Correct. You've not had a write-up
Since 21st. All right.
So you had one in 2020.
All right.
You've had 2 write-ups in the last 3 years.
Yes, sir.
And both of them were for fighting. Violent offenses. Mr. Chairman, I agree with you.
Now we'll hear from Mr. Byrd, Mr. Jonathan Byrd, if you would introduce yourself and let us know what you'd like us to know.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jonathan Byrd. I was the cab driver for Mr. Collier when he did the robbery on myself and the cab company. You know, I've since driving cab entered into a career of journalism, and I've become deeply acquainted with law enforcement and prison and inmates. I was unaware of the write-ups in 2020 and 2021. I was coming today to speak in favor of Mr. Collier getting released. It was my understanding from the person I spoke with that there was a substance abuse problem and the way it was phrased to me, a substantial mental health issue that was discovered while he was while he's been incarcerated. And my thoughts were that, it's been 20 years. He's been clean off of the drugs. The areas that he did have me drive him to were well-known drug areas. So I knew that there was some substance abuse issues going on there. My thoughts were if he can continue to seek help treatment for the mental health issue, and after 20 years, I would feel comfortable giving him another chance. Like I said, I was unaware of the write-ups in 2020 and 2021. I still don't know what those are about. I mean, for all I know, it could have been his self-defense. Fighting in jail happens. I know I had a mother who spent time in jail as a felon and was written up for fighting, and she didn't start it. But when you get involved, you get written up. So I was coming to speak in favor as long as he continues to.
I'm asking the board to be released into a transition program. I don't have any family in Louisiana. I have a job lined up in Houston. I'm asking, can I be put in a transitional program where I can, number one, adjust back into society, get my CDL license, because I'm gonna need them to drive the dump truck, the job that I do have waiting on me, and to wait and see how the interstate compact transfer goes. I'm 56 years old. I don't have a bunch of life left, and I know I can go out and do what a law-abiding citizen should do, and that's the right thing and work. Instead of going around taking people's stuff or getting in any more trouble. Like I said, this is my third time saying it. Had I done 20 years the first time, the first felony, we would have never met. 20 years has changed me tremendously. I know y'all have the paperwork sitting in there and you can just go by that, only you don't interact with me day to day. I have changed a whole lot. I have, and I'm asking for a chance in society to prove that. Asking, can I be paroled to a transitional facility house to where I can work myself back into society, get a part-time job, as well as go to school to get my CDL license. So when my interstate compact transfer does come through in Houston, I'll have my CDL license and I can go right to work because I have great family support.
Thank you very much, Mr. Collier. We appreciate your comments. Madam, ready to vote?
Yes. Mr. Collier, I hear you, please. I understand 20 years incarceration has made you a different person. But only a year and a half ago, 2.5 years ago, you were written up for aggravated fighting. And I was always told aggravated fighting, the person that got the number 11 was the aggressor. The number 10 was a simple fight. But you have an aggravated fight in 2020. I'd like to see a longer period of time where you have no write-ups, no write-up free, and basically because of that, in opposition from the entire legal community, I'm going to deny your request.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Wise?
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Collier, first of all, to Mr. Byrd, I really appreciate you taking your time to participate in the process today. That I really appreciate that and the courage it took for you to show up today. Mr. Collier, I want you to know just how good you got it. Your victim is unopposed to you getting out. That's rare. That's really rare. But you're not doing your part. You got some work to do on your end to demonstrate that you are ready to go out.
Yes, ma'am.
And you really just got to dig in. Now that you know parole is a real possibility, you got to dig in and just really start doing some work. Getting out, going on to those meetings. And the next time you get offered to go to the population, go ahead and go, because that's what real life is about. You can do it. You just, you know, just been kind of, you know, well, you got to decide. You got to decide. So I concur with my colleague. My vote is denied. I can see a longer period of time right up for you. Very poor supervision history. Very poor. I mean, you were out just a little over a month. Got out April the 18th, got revoked, got a new felony May 20th of 2003. So you really got to demonstrate that you can stay out of trouble. So my vote is to deny as well. I'm going to encourage you to really dig in and take advantage of the services you have.
Thank you, Ms. Wise. Mr. Collier, I think you're working. I think you're moving in the right direction. I think you have changed. You know, it sounds like it's interesting because it sounds like, you know, you're saying, you know, the system's bad because if they'd have given me a long time early on, I'd have been okay. But when they gave me all these breaks, tried to rehabilitate me, it just didn't work. You know, you've been arrested over 50 times. Sometimes our history catches up with us. And when we look at your history, sometimes that predicts the future, sometimes it doesn't. We look and see what you've changed. But as Mr. Roche has pointed out, while you've done all these good things, you're still getting write-ups. And you've had 2 write-ups in the last couple of years. All of those things kind of mount up against you. But you're working hard. You look like you're moving in the right direction. If you continue to go without a write-up, I'm still on this board the next time you come back, I'm likely to grant. But today my vote would be just like my colleagues, to deny. So you have 3 votes to deny with encouragement to continue to work hard and stay out of trouble. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir.
We're done. It's 1:50. Warden Falgout, thank you very much for all your help today, and we will be adjourned.
Welcome. Thank y'all. Have a great day.
Yeah.